Maybe you've been in that place before in your life where you've thought to yourself, I can't do this, God. Maybe you're in that place right now where things are just so overwhelming for you and you just don't feel like you can go on. You don't know how you can go on. That's the place that I feel like I'm in right now. And I'm going to open up in this video, not because I want to, but because maybe it might help some other people to feel that there are others that are going through things and there are people that understand maybe even some of the things that you're going through as well. There are 3 things that I want to talk about in this video. The third one is one that will surprise people. It's something that I've kept private up until now. But I pray that this video will bless you as I open up and speak about some of the things in my own life. So the first one is that many of you would know that I've experienced a chronic illness for a number of years. The entire time that I've been on YouTube and a number of years prior to that. So Lyme disease has been the illness that I've dealt with, and it turned my life upside down. It put me in a place where I couldn't do the things that I used to do, where I felt trapped in a physical prison and had to cope with that reality. It's fluctuated up and down at times on the journey, but it's always been a very difficult challenge for me to deal with day to day. One of the things going through chronic illness, a lot of people around you won't understand what you're going through. It's an invisible illness. It can be very confusing and it can just feel like an ongoing struggle. One of the things that I'm very grateful for through my chronic illness journey is that God has brought me to a place where I was able to find a peace and a joy in the midst of my suffering with my illness. I was able to come to a place where I could accept my limitations without being resigned to them, believing for hope, but knowing that there's a purpose in every moment, and doing the things that I need to do to get better, and being able to find the enjoyment in life that I can in the midst of suffering through this illness. Obviously, many moments of frustration and overwhelm and thinking, why me? And all of those sort of things. And I can't go on anymore. But as I said, I'm grateful that God could bring me to the place where I could say, even in the midst of a chronic illness, I can find joy within myself. Joy of the Lord within me. I remember doing a video in 2022. Things were a bit better with my health, and I remember saying in there that mentally, emotionally, I hardly have a bad moment, let alone a bad day. And it was true. I speak very openly about the positive things in my life and the negative things. And it had been true for quite some time. The Lord had blessed me in that way. Indescribable peace in the midst of those circumstances. But something changed. In late 2022, I had a crash with my health, a major setback, which was difficult to handle, but I knew that I could handle it and that I could build up again. But the thing that really turned everything upside down for me was experiencing protracted withdrawals at the start of 2023 from a medication that I was put on years ago for my chronic illness that I never should have been on. I never needed it. I had tried to come off it 7 years ago in 2017, and horrific withdrawals, but they passed. I went back on the medication, the withdrawals passed, and my brain got back to normal. And I actually got to the place that I was talking about in the video where it was even better than it's ever been before. But at the start of 2023, after tapering off slowly, but not as slowly as some people that I was dealing with had recommended, I went into protracted withdrawals where my brain just went into chaos. And I'm still experiencing the effects of that over 16 months later. Not as bad as it was at the lows at the start of 2023, where I couldn't sleep and my mind was so overcome with torment and horrors and all of this sort of stuff, when the brain goes completely out of balance and you suffer a brain injury. You can't know it unless you go through it. I couldn't have described that to my former self. But since going through that, things have been so overwhelmingly difficult for me mentally. My brain is not the same. My brain feels tight. I feel things in my arms. The thoughts that I'm getting because of the brain being damaged and out of balance. OCD thoughts, which are really just controlling my mind day to day. I just can't put into words what I'm going through with my mind. Every day is so hard. And because I'm restricted physically at the same time, it's just like I'm just in a physical prison, I'm in a mental prison, and I'm struggling to see hope. The people in the group that I have interacted with, that have seen many cases, say that people's brains heal. Mine is taking a bit of time, but they say that I will get there. I can't see that. I can't see that hope, but I need to believe it. And I'm just getting up every morning in this state with my body the way it is, my mind the way it is, and I'm just finding it so hard. And I'm just saying, God, I can't do this. And any words that I use to describe in this video, I couldn't put into words what it is really like, how trapped and overwhelmed I feel, particularly mentally with the way my brain is at the moment. And I just pray that there would be rapid healing in my brain, because I just feel like it's a struggle to go on like this. So that's all very overwhelming. Now, the third thing that I wanted to talk about is in 2022, the start of 2022, when I said things were better with my health, I'd actually started talking to a woman from another country in a long distance relationship, and we would speak every day. And 2022 was a really great year for me, seeing the improvements in my physical health, and before these protracted withdrawals came, and just having these plans to actually go overseas and to meet this person. And it was just a really unexpected blessing. I continued to talk to this person all the way through until now, through all of the downs and everything that I've been through. And I just care for and respect this woman so much. She's so understanding and amazing, and has been such an incredible help on this journey. But recently it came to the place where we had to make a decision that the path forward is just not there right now. We've continued to believe, and we've continued to want to see this path forward, but given some of the circumstances as well, which I won't go into, it would require me to be in a much better place than I'm at right now. And we had to make a decision to stop things, a decision that neither of us wanted to make. Many tears, very hard. And I just think to myself, God, why has my body, the illness that I'm experiencing cost me so much? Why has it cost me so much in my life? Why am I going through this when people can just get up and go on with their life and do all of these things, and I'm here trapped in my body, and at the moment trapped in my mind as well? And now with the end of this relationship, all of a sudden dealing with the loss of that support too, it just makes it so much harder. So needless to say, I'm in a place, and I was crying out in my journal, and one of the things that I actually was crying out to God is I said the other day, I can't do this, God. And there's a lot of other stuff that I wrote there that I don't want to even read out because it's a bit heavy, but that's what I'm going through. And I know that sometimes we just go through the most heavy of things. We don't know when it's going to end. We don't see the hope that it's going to even end. We don't even know how we can go on. There are a couple of psalms where the psalmist cries out, and there's 2 psalms actually where he doesn't even bring it to a positive ending. He's just that much in despair. And even me in this video, I'm just really holding it together right now, because I could become a mess if I let myself go. And I just don't really know what to communicate. I think I just want to ask people if you could pray for me, if you could pray for these circumstances, if you could pray for healing, if you could pray for strength. Pray that I could be faithful during this time, amidst the difficulties that I'm going through. When I was praying the other night, a verse that came to mind for me that I felt of my situation was in 2 Corinthians chapter 8, the second part of chapter 8, verse 8, where Paul's talking. Now he's speaking for different reasons, but he says, "For we were so utterly burdened beyond our strength that we despaired of life itself. Indeed, we felt that we had received the sentence of death." And that's what I felt. I'm just like, God, why am I in this situation? Why am I going through this? Why me? What's the purpose in this? How do I keep going? I don't even feel like I have the strength, physically, mentally, spiritually, to keep going. But I know that I need to just take one step at a time. And I hadn't realized before what the verse actually after that particular verse that I read out says. And I read it the other night just to read on a bit. And it said, "But that was to make us rely not on ourselves, but on God who raises the dead." And I read that and I thought to myself, this is the God who raises the dead. And I can come before him. I can know that he is God. He is who has revealed himself in this word. It hasn't changed. The afflictions are heavy. I know that he is with me. And I know that he is desiring to help me more than I desire help. And during this time, I want to trust him. I want to draw close to him and know that all he desires of me is to surrender my heart and my circumstances. And I just pray, God, help me. I can't go on in and of myself. And that's where I'm at. So I don't know where you're at in your circumstances, and maybe you're going through some heavy things. I'm going to put a video up on the screen that I did on my other channel, Line of Fire Ministries, which is a scripted and edited video on suffering. It's a message that I want to share with every Christian that is suffering right now. And it's going to point you to some truths and some scriptures and some perspectives that might give you some hope in your affliction. And now, having watched this video, you can know the place that some of these things are coming out of when I speak them forth. So I would appreciate your prayers, friends. I really care about you all. Thank you for being part of this community and for bringing fellowship to me through the comments. And I look forward to talking to you soon. And in the meantime, I will persevere one step at a time, desiring to trust in the strength of the Lord and looking to him even when I can't see the way forward. God bless you, friends. Talk to you soon.